It was 7 in the morning, I was 20, feeling 40, it was 60, felt like 80, doing 90 in the 35. Triple vision was the mission, I was wishing I was sipping on your whistle, higgin' watershed, great eyes. Picking berries in a hurry, such a scary occupation, more to worry, barely spending any time outside. No time outside. Apple pies in the eyes of the apple in my eyes, sweet surprise, my disguise doesn't hide all my lies. On my rough night, feeling funny, even always sunny in Philadelphia. Triple vision, always slipping. All of my money, spend it on my honeydew in Philadelphia.
Yes, indeed it is.
All right, welcome.
definitely talk about
Welcome.
upbringing.
This is episode 77 of Andrewcast, also the 3-year anniversary of the show. So for those of you
What?
listening, thank you so much for tuning in.
Congratulations on
Dude.
the anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? We're just having fun. It's not even hard work out here. But I want to thank you guys for coming on. I have right here also Paul, who is the creator of Forest Kids and now the unifier of a group called People Eating Fruit. And I think they just have a album out right now called Elevator Music. I think it's Songs for the Ups and Downs, right? That's what I've been listening to this week.
It's
Yes.
coming out.
It's coming
You
out.
got a sneak.
You
All
got
right.
the
Sneak
leak.
diss.
I did. I got a sneak peek. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is it out? It's not on Bandcamp. I just got a sneak
We
peek.
only got Flower Mouths out and Sugar Man and City on the Moon.
Okay, cool.
But the album's coming out January 20th.
All right, sweet, awesome. Yeah, but I've been listening to it all week, and it's super dope, honestly. It's very
Thank you.
happy. It's very uplifting, but it's also for the ups and downs. So, of course, there's a lot to unpack here. Also, I have Brandon, right?
Yes.
Brandon and another Paul in the building.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, and they're here to discuss. I know, isn't that cool? I was
That's
looking at
so
that too. Paul has a really cool like crystal necklace. I guess I would call
That the other Paul actually got me last Christmas.
Ooh.
There you go.
So,
it.
the
But
best
yeah,
of gifts.
definitely. So there's a lot of great vibes going on. First off, I want to say that the album is awesome.
Thank you.
My
Yes,
favorite
thank
is
you.
Triple Visions. I was talking to Paul
Hey.
about that. And it's just everything is so layered on this album. Like I feel like there's a lot of layering of vocals. There's a lot of beats with like a lot of different percussion going on at once. Am I getting that right? I mean,
Yeah, like some songs are. In fact, like Triple Vision is really basic compared to most of the other ones when it comes to percussion, because we do throw a lot of shit on there.
and obviously like overt references to It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Are you guys fans of that show?
Oh, huge
Absolutely.
fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like, 2 days. It was my birthday. It was yesterday.
Mhm.
I was like feeling down, and I just watched that scene where Dennis is eating cereal. He's like, "Deborah, you stupid bitch," and then crashes into him.
Yeah, man, that show's a classic.
Cheered me right up.
It's definitely one of those shows that you can have on the background. You know what I'm saying? It's just like always funny and light. I like
Absolutely.
that
You
show.
chime in at any time. You can find a funny moment.
Right, right. My favorite one is I think it's the convenience store one where they're like in an action movie or
Oh
something.
Yes,
my
and then they
God.
pretend all the different
Yeah, yeah,
scenarios. Oh my gosh. When
So
Charlie
funny.
and the waitress, all of their kids grow up to be a janitor and a waitress.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I think I had to run to the bathroom at that part.
I cried at the end of season 13 though. Max
really?
Dance, like I like teared up at that shit. That was so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
think that's
God.
something that's definitely a consistency with comedy shows. They always have like serious moments or like very heartfelt moments, and it makes you appreciate the comedy more. It's like
Totally.
Especially when
Yeah.
like they really put it away, but it's kind of like it's right there for you. Like It's Always Sunny is always like, oh man, Charlie's never gonna get the waitress, or like, Dennis is like, none of them's ever gonna actually find a real like love or anything like that because
Yeah.
they're all terrible people. but like,
flawed, yeah.
but like when those nice moments do come around, you're like really hit by them. I feel, which makes it such a good damn show.
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel
my
like they've
God.
only recently started getting in those moments. Like those early seasons, I feel like there were none of those
Yeah,
heartfelt
yeah,
for
moments.
sure.
It's like now our dad who hates us is in the picture, and
That's what I'm saying. It took like 10 seasons for them of like build up of
Right.
like is anything gonna happen with
Yeah.
that?
Anything
Right.
good to them?
That's all the strategy of the writing is to get you really loving the characters till you're like, oh, I just love these guys. Like, this is awesome. I know what's going on. And then they throw in that curveball. you know?
Yeah.
That is always the hook. But speaking of shows, like when you guys record, do you have a ritual? Do you put on something in the background, like some show or movie that you guys all watch? Or like what is
That's a good
what's the
question.
vibe when you guys are getting creative?
Well, like, remember, like, back in the day and, like, when we were...
It's
'cause
changed.
because all these weren't written recently. As in, like, it all started last summer, like, the beginning of last summer. You could even say spring.
Yeah, like May.
Yeah, like, May. We like, wrote, like, 21 songs by the end of, like, September, October. And, like, we put a couple of those on the Flower Mouth tape. And then, like, there was City on the Moon. And then we wrote Sugar Man. And then, like, the rest of the 10 we're putting out on this record were just, like, the rest of the hot songs on that 21 track compilation of stuff. And
So this stuff has really been in the backlog since at least last summer, or even winter or something like that.
but to get to the question, we were doing most of the writing at my old apartment, Carden, up in Temple. And we would always have, like, stand-up comedy.
There's the
on.
one zombie movie.
Yeah, the one zombie movie.
We had that in the
What was it
background.
called?
Train to Busan.
Great movie.
Was that
my
when we
favorite
did?
song. I've
Never seen that. Is it a foreign film or?
Oh, dude, yes, it's from South Korea. It is the most emotional zombie
It's
movie.
so
It's gorgeous.
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It'll
Train
make
to
you cry
Busan?
at the end.
Can you watch it on a major streaming site or now you gotta?
Yeah,
Netflix.
last time
It
we
was on
watched it, it
Netflix.
was on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
so commercial free.
What was that? High Ground? Did we rate the High Ground on that night? I know it was like a spook song.
Yeah, it's high ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's definitely changed because like a lot of the songs were made at Paul's
You're cool.
apartment, where it was just like you could look out and see the city through the one window, and then we would just like have stand up or whatever going on the TV.
We had Trailer Park Boys going.
Oh,
on.
Trailer Park
yeah.
Boys, a lot of
That's
that.
always an easy watch right there.
Yeah.
Aqua
That's
Teen
nice.
sometimes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt occasionally.
Oh,
yeah,
Kimmy
Kimmy
Schmidt
Schmidt.
heavily.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Kimmy
So yeah, there were a couple phases. We had something in the background while we were just fucking around.
That's cool. Yeah, usually funny stuff. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I always find it to be a consistency with people I talk to and make music. They have sort of like a tradition when it comes to recording or writing. Like there's an atmosphere that they create that helps them get creative. And shows, video games. You know, I hear it all.
I'd love
So
to hear
that's-
some other ones. That's cool.
really cool. Yeah, I mean, I know rappers that some local rappers I know they play like Super Nintendo games and like Sega Genesis. They'll have that going
Yes.
like while they're writing and stuff
We
like
were
that.
doing a little of that too.
Smash. I mean, at your parents' place.
We had like Smash
Bros.
going
Yeah.
sometimes and like Mario Kart and stuff
Yeah.
always. But yeah, like it's weird because like if we do have that stuff going on in the background, it'll be a certain vibe. But if we just go into like RTI and start using the studio with like no distractions really of just like us writing a song, we just kind of like get enthralled in that, and by the end of the day we have like a Queen-esque song with like all these layers, and it's
Like 40 or 50 layers.
it's like 5 acts in one song.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy shit, and it's like then 8 p.m. we're like, oh man, that was a crazy day. Let's listen back. Holy shit. And we gotta do this more. But like if we're like at my house or something, we'll write triple vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if we're at the studio just like grinding, we'll write like the end of Intersex, but like a full
Yeah.
song.
Okay.
The song we were talking about isn't on this album. It's gonna be like a next year thing.
Yeah.
That
but-
Queen thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only say Queen because it's just so big and bombastic in so many parts.
This
Oh,
one
yeah.
night we just went into the studio and just started picking up instruments and just kept adding on to the one motif we had, and
That's
it
so
just
cool.
ends up this crazy multi-part.
Isn't that the best way to
Song.
spend a day? Like you spent all day
Totally.
making something and then you listen to it and you're like, dude, this was an
You're
awesome
so
day.
right.
Yeah.
You are so right.
Oh my god, wait, Kiko K samples that. Like there's a Kiko K track in
Oh yeah.
the Force Kids
Oh, true.
Collective called Takeover, and it grabs a snippet from that fucking
So there's your sneak
masterpiece.
peek.
Yeah, there's a sneak peek.
That's super cool. So I'm not sure if you guys could do this for me right now, but is there a way to break down the responsibilities in people eating fruit? Like I know you're mixing and mastering, right? Or is that too much? Do you guys all mix and master? Like,
No.
Oh
Paul does all
no,
the
he does
production.
all that. He's
Yeah.
amazing. He's incredible how much he takes up with this project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think in like more so than any other project I've been involved in, it's very like yo, you trying to play piano on this song? Yeah, sure, yeah. All right, cool, play piano. Yo, you want to pick up a guitar real quick? It's like, yeah, totally. I'll play bass.
Okay.
It's not like you're the bass player, you're the piano player, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's, like, Paul definitely runs the whole, like, production aspect of it. And just,
100%.
Like, that's how we, like, get into RTI, too, like,
Right.
to record. But usually, like, all these songs on this album there's been no sense of, like, this is how we're gonna write this song. It's literally just like, who hears something? Does
Right.
anybody hear anything? Cool, do it.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mostly just do backup vocals. I've thrown down a couple of instruments. A melodica in one of the songs. I did guitar in one song, which is cool.
Doing guitar and
Yeah.
Was that in
1%.
And keys
Walmart Culture?
occasionally in
1%.
some songs.
Oh, 1%.
Yeah,
Who did the guitar solo on Walmart Culture?
Oh gosh,
fucking guy.
insane.
That's like 3 guitars.
It's 4 guitars.
four
remember?
guitars.
Is it really?
It's 4 guitars.
I'm listening to it like, whoa! Like, I did not expect this on this album. There's 4 guitars in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just remember that night where it was like, because I think you're like, dog, it needs like a crazy guitar solo at the end. And then he does one, I'm just like, spacebar, do another one. And he does another, I'm like, spacebar, do another one. And we just did that like 4 times.
Yeah.
And it was just like so fucking sick. Like hymnals, he plays 3 bass guitars at once. Not like in
Well,
real
3
life.
different tracks.
Yeah, 3 different tracks. But it's like all these beautiful blending of bass guitars throughout hymnals, and then there's like the synth bass. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's all it's like it's very open, but like a lot of times like I will be like do something, and it's just like vague of just like I'll probably like make the bass of something like with a beat or you know, like a little riff, and then
It'll set the whole stage.
but then like they'll say one line and then that shapes the rest of what I'm doing. Or
Okay.
and then like they'll start like how fucking Triple Vision, because you mentioned it was your fave.
I have a second fave and third fave, just to let you know.
Oh,
But yeah.
we'll all right, let's get to that. Let's go. Oh, we gotta have some.
Oh, I thought
Nice.
you said it was
Thank
my
you.
second fave and my third fave as well. I was like,
No,
oh
no,
shit.
I'd be like, wow.
Triple Vision took the top
That's the
3
only song
spots.
you like.
That's why it's called Triple Vision. Duh.
Nice.
Triple positions. But it was literally like, I don't know if you know that meme where it's like a meme song. That guy Bottoms Up or whatever. It's like you was at the club. Bottoms up, when up, and like the whole meme of it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
this song would be a bop in 2003, but like he like just put it out or whatever.
Mhm.
And there's like a dumb video of him like dancing to it with an empty cup and pretending to drink and shit. And it's just so funny.
I have absolutely no idea. What
I
he's
know, I know the
talking
song they're talking about. I'm not familiar with the visual,
Oh,
but I
dude,
get the
it's
point.
so dumb.
Yeah.
And like I was playing acoustic guitar and they're just over. Like we're not even trying to write something.
Mhm.
I think we were gonna redo a track or something.
Yeah, we were there to just like mix.
Yeah, and then it was just like, and like I was trying to do something like that, but and then like I did something else instead, and I was like, I'm doing it, and I just turned around and started making it, and then they just like huddled in like a mass and like wrote
Yep.
all the lyrics
just-
as I was just like, it's like, oh shit, bass guitar now, okay,
Nice.
that's hot, and just like, ooh, what if we added this? And
So what I'm getting is like a lot of these sessions are really like improvised. Like,
oh, 100%.
it's funny because when I listen to it, I don't hear that. Like, I hear how loose and free it is, but I always like, wow, this is very structured, and it sounds like, you know, it took a lot to like put this together, which I'm sure it did. But I didn't know that it was mostly like, yeah, we kind of wing the sound, but write the lyrics.
Oh,
rather.
thank you. Yeah, it is all completely fluid.
Gumby was written in 50
That's my second
minutes.
favorite. That's my second favorite. I love that song. You said it was written in 15 minutes?
50 minutes,
Oh,
the
50 minutes.
entire song. All the vocals, lyrics, everything.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
That
50,
one-
50. Oh my god.
That one's fun. What inspired that?
That
Were
was
you guys thinking about the actual like claymation Gumby?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was in traffic the night before,
Oh my god.
and it was just like, I think I just heard some song on the radio where it's just like repeating the chorus like one word. I'm just like, that's so dumb. I want to do something like that with people eating fruit. And then I was at Paul's house and I like said it as a joke, like, oh yeah, I was thinking of this song, and you're like, let's make a dumb song. Let's go make that right now.
No, because we were in the car together another time, I don't know if this is the time you're thinking of, and Fetty Wap's Trap Queen was on, and I'm like, this song's fucking crazy. Like, look at all this shit going on in the background.
Oh,
And then that one song that everyone loves now, it's like,
Mobamba.
Is that what he's describing?
Yeah,
I don't know what that
it's
fucking
Mobamba.
song is. But,
Okay, I'm familiar with Mobamba. I love how you describe music, man. It's
but like,
hilarious.
and like, I'm listening to that, I'm like, the amount of less effort in this song
Yeah.
is crazy.
It's simplistic
compared to fucking Fetty Wap.
Right.
And so, like, we had we gotta write one of these songs,
Yeah.
and then I think we're just chilling on the porch, and just like, let's go write a dumb song, and then we ran upstairs. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Oh my god. But that car ride inspired me. The one I was driving you home.
Yeah. I feel like they always feel like a fever dream. Is that the correct term? Where it's just like, I remember like we were writing the lyrics while Paul was making the like music for Triple Vision. It was like, fuck, we gotta finish before like Paul finishes the song. Like, hurry up, we gotta finish, because it's just like,
He was just doling out parts, and it just sounded more and more like a complete song. So we just really had to rush to get it ready.
It's
Sorry.
it's never like, let's go in and write a song today. I don't know. That's how it feels.
You guys are starting off having fun, but like you don't want there to be any dead time, like when somebody's ahead of you. I understand.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a quick question about I think it's Can You Exit Bruh? Am I saying that right?
Yep.
All right, cool. When I'm listening to it, first off, I really liked it, but it's towards the end of the album, and I'm not sure if that was sarcastic. Or
No.
no.
Don't forget I said that.
The part I really liked about it is you guys start incorporating lyrics from like all the songs on the album.
Yeah.
I've never heard that done before. I'm just curious, like, why you decided to do that. Because I'm listening to it, I was like, oh, wait a second, like, you know, that was from Hoddles, or like that was from Triple Vision, like.
It was improvised. The words we were using were improvised from other songs. I don't know why we decided to sample the lyrics from the other songs. Either you.
I remember just turning around to both of them, because we did like the hook or whatever, the silly me part, and then I remember like just having this epiphany or something of like, excuse me, of all the things coming together, and I was just like, all right, let's just freestyle this and just sing your favorite hooks, like all the choruses of all the 21 songs we just did.
That's so cool.
Right.
And so like it includes songs from the Flower Mouth tape, and
We had a
City on the
cover.
Moon.
We had
yeah.
a cover of "Built This City" that we were recorded by Starship.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jeff.
And so we built this city sampled in there, even though that's not even on the album.
Mhm.
But it will be out eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
No,
yeah.
you guys used a lyric from a Christmas song too. I forget exactly what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually Brandon.
No, that's you and
He first did "Oh Holy Night,"
That's what it was.
and then so I had the idea to add on
Long
"Silent
lay
Night."
the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting
Long
there
Lay the World.
pining.
Exactly.
Isn't that a haunting lyric
It's
too?
so
Like,
haunting,
I'm so
yeah.
glad you
It
guys
is.
used that, because as a young kid, I would listen to that and be like, "Whoa, this song is super deep." Like,
Sin and error pining. It's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck are they talking about?
The world is in turmoil, is what the lyric is
Exactly,
saying.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
so dark.
But I really
great.
loved how you guys used that, and obviously like talking about the stars and stuff. It's a very visual album, and so my next question is, what is going to accompany this album visually? Because I know you're big on that from your previous stuff. So do you guys have anything in the works, or is
We got
that
Scorsese coming through. No, I'm just kidding.
we already got a call?
We got a
Tarantino.
full biopic.
That's cool.
we got a feature on Planes 3.
Yeah.
Bound to
Well,
be a
the
hit.
first thing, we have like little sneak peeks that we're gonna be throwing out there.
Mm-hmm.
Little videos that we came up with just to get people excited.
Skits, if you will.
Skits.
Okay,
Yeah.
so live action stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cool.
And then the video.
And then a music video.
Oh.
Yeah. Those
One
are
that you
two
already
of the
shot,
big
or that
ones.
you're concepting?
It's conceptualized, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna shoot it the 29th.
Wow.
That's for Internet Explorer.
Okay, cool. I can already tell where this is going. That's my third favorite one, man. What
Yes!
inspired that? So
Oh, we're
That's the
fleshing out
second
his top
song
three.
we ever wrote.
obviously it's about porn. But like, what was the whole? That was the second song you guys ever wrote as a group.
Well, it was originally just me and him. Well, actually, it was just him coming to me being like, "Hey, I need someone to like produce these or whatever." and it was like kind of like a session the first time, and then he did Flower Mouths, and I was just like, pause. This is a band now.
I love that.
Yeah, and then Intersex came along. Internet Explorer, excuse me, and then Paul was in Georgie V with me at the time, and we were hanging out. It was like a newly born friendship, and I was like, "Yo, you got to check out this song I just did with Brandon Boward. You know him? Well, you should, because this is great." And then I was like, "You should hop on it. Do some of your beautiful harmonies on this." And then I was like, "Brandon, I hope you don't get mad, but I put Paul on that song." And he was like,
Paul O'Neill? Yes!
and yeah, the rest is history. And yeah, it was literally the second song we did together. I mean, yeah.
That's cool. I when I'm listening to it, I was like, I know there's a lot of humor on this album. I think this is the one that's the most overtly humorous, I guess, or would venture to say. I don't know. There's probably ones that you guys listen to, and they're more comedic for you guys, but...
definitely the most funny, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that...
Definitely the most tied to the past, though. How real, that song is. I think so.
Yeah, I remember, like, I recorded, like, a mock version, which was what I showed Paul, to end up recording, like, this real version of it at, like, the old house I lived at, and I was just like, I write way too many lyrics when I write songs, and it was just like, I just want to write a song with, like, 2 lines, and that's it.
Yeah.
Just, like, challenge myself to not, like, babble, just, like, fill up an entire page with lyrics, and it was just like, yeah, those make sense. I can relate to that. I feel that.
But it definitely is consistent, I think, with elevator music. When I'm looking at Walmart culture, and swimming through the hymnals, those 3 songs, including Internet Explorer, they seem to be kind of a commentary on consumerism in America, like how we're all addicted to these kind of like stimuli, where it's like porn or soda, or a capitalistic lifestyle. Like, was that something that you guys were thinking about super hard making this, or am I thinking super hard? Like what's going on with that? Is that like a message or an observation? What would you guys call that?
Definitely was there for part of it, especially 1%, actually, we were thinking.
Yeah, a lot of, like, those 3 specifically, you, like, hit the nail on the head, because there was, like, a loosely based concept called, like, American Despondency, like, was, like, an album title before elevator music, where it was, like, just, like, themes of just, like, wow, it kind of sucks sometimes just, like, being a human. There's, like, not much, like, there to offer, like, the meats and cheese of America.
Yeah.
It's just, like, just how it feels to just be in capitalism.
Right.
Everyone's hooked.
Right. When I was buying these, I thought that was so cool that you guys asked for soda. I was like, that's awesome.
Oh, I love Coke.
Yeah. But
Not
no,
the drug. That's gross.
I definitely felt that. And it's funny because the whole album is very optimistic, but I think that if you listen to it lyrically, it's very, very cognizant, I think, of the real nature of modern day people, where it's like we're addicted to stimuli to get us to not think about where we are right now, you know, instead of like approaching our situation realistically. So
Well
again,
said.
I might be
Damn,
reading,
totally.
I might be reading into it too deeply, but when I was listening to this album, probably like my second listen, I started thinking about that.
That's
so.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Because
awesome.
we definitely all
Yeah.
care and feel the ways of like how like we're singing like 1% like eat the rich, literally, and just like especially like the chorus of 1% really gets me like, and I like the fact that the
Oh, it gives me
lyrics
chills,
can
Brandon.
get me because there's no like, hey man, I got these lines. It's just like, hey, can you like do your thing on this song now? And then it's just boom, all there, like all this beautiful poetry coming from Brandon or whatever y'all write together. And because I don't think I wrote like any lyrics on this, maybe like a few lines.
You
or
wrote
two.
1% Prelude.
Oh yeah, like the hook, just the
Yeah.
hook. But you wrote the interlude part in between, and that like
I barely wrote any lyrics. on
is
that.
just like,
I think Andrew wrote most of the lyrics for this album.
oh yeah, that's right.
I'm reading too deep into it, man. I'm sorry.
It's been you the whole time.
I'm getting too deep on it.
This is your band.
Oh man, I wish, dude. This band is awesome, and I'm super happy about this album. I can't wait. I'm gonna ask like, what else do you guys think you're gonna do to it, unless it's already done. Because I know you guys are waiting until January 20th, right? So are you thinking about redoing some stuff? You think about remixing? Like, what's going on?
Almost nothing.
There's pretty much almost nothing. There's only I want to touch up Gumby.
Okay.
I feel like Brandon's, just like the vocals, just simple mixing things. You gotta listen a million times through to get the right mix. I'm getting like a lot of people to take a listen to it, but like my boss at RTI, who's been producing for like 10 more years longer than me, so it's like, hey, tell me what's wrong with this, and just seeing what stands out to people, like what's a good song that we should like focus on that like we wouldn't think of. Like Hodls is getting like a lot of love for some, and like that was almost like a back burner song for a while for us. Like we almost forgot that we fucking did that. Like that's like the 4th song we ever did. It was Flower Mouths, Internet Explorer, Walmart Culture, and then Hodls.
Yeah, my brother really likes that one. Yeah, he loved the beat on that one so much.
Nice.
Rock on.
It was cool. But okay, so you guys are waiting, you're shopping it around to make sure you get out kinks or whatever, just to perfect it, sharpen it. Performing, what do you guys think you're gonna do? Are you gonna perform? Like, do you have any of those planned? Like, what's the setup gonna be like? Do you know?
I don't think we have anything currently planned.
Well, we'd love to get on some shows,
Yeah.
but we're kind of like focusing on like this release right now. We have we're trying to like have a couple of our friends like try and help us out in that aspect.
Cool.
Our buddy Dan is kind of doing some background work
That's
and
sick.
trying to get some shows, but like we're open to playing. We have like we have played around Philly, like basements and stuff like that.
Okay.
But like definitely need sound system for us to play like good. It's hard for us to, because like all we know is like punk shows like with that we can like kind of like jump on, and it's like sub bass and all these fucking layers and backtracks don't sound good through a basement PA. It's just like a giant
In a
phone
basement.
speaker.
Right.
Yeah, and especially in a basement. Yeah, like you need like if we were gonna start doing basement shows, we would have to like buy a sub that we bring and stuff like that, just so we have, because I feel like these are such, at least I took all this time making these sound so goddamn good and fucking putting all these instruments on. I want you to fucking hear them. So I feel like shit when we have bad sound.
Right.
And it's like, we can't even get our point across if we don't have the, can't you see? And the fucking bass hits you in the face when you're like, oh, I thought they were just going to sing about fun stuff. I can move and shake my ass to this too? Dope.
Yeah.
Like,
So once you curtail a technology system or a presentation style that will actually get the music out the way it is, then you guys will perform. But until then, it's just
hard. We know a lot of DIY spaces we could like attempt to play at, but it just wouldn't be at least what I want us to sound like live.
That's
and
cool.
So we're looking for like venue gigs, which always come out so much better.
Yeah.
Like when we played,
We've been fortunate enough to play at a few venues.
we played a few small
Yeah.
like bar shows and stuff that were great and stuff like that. So
that's awesome.
it's definitely the plan to like drop the album and then play, because then we have this big album we can be like, do you want us to play? We have this, and then people will be like, oh shit, cool. Because I think what we have out now is really jokey, especially with Sugar Man. It's a super joke, and then before that, City on the Moon,
That was
and
also a joke.
a huge joke, and then Flower Mouths, in my personal opinion, could have been mixed a lot better, and so like I'm glad like what this album sounds like now, and so I'm be really proud to send it to people to be like, hey, this is us, like, can we hop on this big show or whatever, and like try for harder reaches and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a good base for you guys to jump off of, because it's solid.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That means a lot.
I mean, and I listen to, I'm not like a record exec or anything, but I have people come on the show that have albums and stuff all the time. They show me different music, but like this definitely has a lot in it, and I'm very happy to be sitting with you guys and breaking it down.
Thank you
Likewise.
so much.
Oh my
Man.
goodness.
My next question is for you, Brandon. Would you call yourself like a rapper? Like, what would you call yourself, man? Like,
No.
yeah. Like what would you?
No.
Would you classify yourself as just like a musician? Because your performance on this is very good. And I think people listen to it like, yo, somebody's rapping, but like I don't see it as that. I see it as kind of like sing rapping. I don't know what you. Would call it.
I used to write like acoustic songs a lot, like before I had these two like on the team behind me, and it was just like they would end up being like these 8-minute acoustic songs because there's just like so much like content inside of them, and it got like I remember like playing a house show and playing this song, and I was just like in the middle of it. I was like, I'm so fucking bored. It's like such a long song.
Yeah.
And so like the whole process, like the thing I love most about this, about like People Eating Fruit, is just like it feels like that all just got like
Condensed.
squanched right to like we get so excited when it's like this song's 1:30. Yes, it's like fuck yeah.
That's like that's what I love about this album. Like it's very short and sweet songs. I'm like, oh, like that was cool. It was so compact, you know.
Yeah.
It's like on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
It's like each one of them could be an intro for a cartoon. Like that's how I see it. Like,
Nice.
it could be like an
Thank
opening
you.
to like a cartoon show or something like that.
that's great.
That's how I see them all, which is really
I
cool.
really want to watch Gumby now.
Yo, that'd be
True.
sick. If, like,
Gumby's trapping.
if they
Put it on the
rebooted
back. Put it
Gumby,
on in the back.
right? Gumby gets like acquired by Nickelodeon or something, and then you guys just have the intro for it. Is that?
That would
the
be
kids would love that.
amazing.
Kids would love that.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Gumby's
that's
trapping.
Gumby's
Dude, you
trapping.
should make a music video that's all claymation of like a trapping Gumby for that
About
song.
to like drop $5,000 on a claymation artist.
At least.
Oh my god.
$35 eighths. $35 eighths for Gumby.
Pokey's on the ride again. Oh no.
Pokey, the horse. Almost forgot about him. But yeah, man. So like you're just now doing short form writing as compared to like this long 8-minute writing, which is I can't imagine writing an 8-minute song.
Yeah, it's not a good idea. I mean, it could be. Like,
you were amazing at it, though. When I would see your shows when you were doing acoustic stuff, oh my god, what a heartthrob! Honestly,
let me do a good
Also
transition.
sincere in his compliment.
Because real shit.
So nice.
Let me do a sincere right back, like to transition into how great Paul is now. Because
nonsense.
Brandon, this motherfucker, like I would show up to shows and stuff like that, and he'd be opening acoustically, and I'd be listening. And I'm like, these are so heartfelt, poetic, beautiful tracks, and then turn around. Every single person in that house is singing along to this. It's not a repetitive chorus. It's just a story. They just know all the words in this. I'm like, this motherfucker is like talented. And this motherfucker
so true.
is just like the party.
yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
ask my question for Paul was gonna be, dude, like your voice, like has it always been like that? Like, dude,
How'd that
You have this
happen?
amazing like high pitched voice, man. That just it works so perfectly for backup vocals. It was
It's
strange.
the best.
man.
I don't even know what to say right now. You are so nice. Thank you so much. I actually started out in like church choir at
Oh,
like
really?
a very young age.
That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
I was doing that since like first grade.
Yeah, that's super cool.
So thank you. It's always been, and then when my voice dropped, it was just like hello. It wasn't really much.
Wasn't anything. Yeah.
Could still do the squeak like no problem though. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's why
So
I'm
thank you very much.
well, I'm struck talking to you now because like that's kind of close to your normal speaking voice. Like you just have like a higher cadence and it's perfect
Exactly,
for singing.
exactly.
That's really really.
And I
cool,
had
man.
I had a really good vocal teacher, Dan Matarazzo, for
Danny.
yeah. It was either like a few months or like a year or something, but he was really really great. Whatever I have left, because I smoked for 5 years, whatever I have left of a voice is probably credit to him. So thank you. I really appreciate it.
And is this the first like album that you've been on, or have?
I have the first album that I've actually written stuff for, actually. I've featured vocals on a few of my other friends' stuff. Like, I was lucky enough to work with my friends on some Echo Lads stuff. I also was lucky to work for my friend Jason. He works under Zool Cool. Sung on a couple of songs from him. So I did a few features before working with these two, but I was just so lucky that Paul came to me and was like, hey, you want to like feature on these songs? And then it just kind of like snowballed from there. So
That's cool.
yeah, first real album, I'd say I'm like, you know, a consistent quote unquote presence on.
100%.
So yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I feel like this is kind of like a dream project for you guys, and it's like the first
Yeah.
one. Like, do you guys have
Oh my goodness,
like
yes.
stuff that you're planning next? I mean, because again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about all this future stuff, but do you guys see like a direction that you're going to musically, or is the next one going to be just as improvised? Like you're not going to come to the table with anything and just see what you guys make.
Oh, well, I'm literally was just saying this the other day. Like, I'm so like, yeah, the album's coming up, but I'm so excited to write more because like we were sitting on these for a minute, and it was just like, when are we gonna show these to people? Like, these are crazy good. Like, let's put them out. And now we're like, all right, that's all we had in the bag. Let's write some new shit.
Right.
And it's real. It's like we have like small ideas for like joke songs that like we might do.
plants like water.
Water.
Plants like bong water.
But do they like bong water?
Bong water. But do they like bong water?
So it's
So-
a lot of just like,
Like shit
we're
like
hanging
that.
out and it's like,
And
oh,
it'll
here's
just
an
come
idea.
to us. Yeah.
And that then will turn into something. I definitely have like, I don't know. I have like album ideas for stuff, like loosely based conceptual themes, and then I'm sure it's gonna get like turned on its head, and we're gonna do like crazy different things through that. But I'm also very excited to just like
That's super
go
cool.
back at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So you guys just have like a lot of creative hanging out to look forward to. Where you guys
Yes.
are just chilling and throwing ideas back and forth, and that's
Pretty
where the
much
best
so.
stuff
We have
comes
to,
out.
And
like,
they're also
restrain
moving
ourselves.
to Philly.
Yeah.
They're also both going to be like living in a house together because we haven't really had like a spot to just
Right.
kind of like veg out musically.
Yeah, I moved back in with my parents after Cardin. And I
Likewise.
graduated and stuff. So, you know, we wrote Gumby when I was crisscross applesauce on my
Right.
bed. Like, and
Oh, that was fun.
all like the stupid gear is just like around me scattered and like sinking into my bed, and it's
Sweet.
hard. But yeah, so that was like difficult, and like we were crowded in my side room making Triple Vision and shit. And like it still had that creative process because it's not the space, it's the people, you know, that makes this project so wonderful and easy flowing. But once we have a space where it can be like when we wrote those 21 songs vibe, you're done. You're done. Forget
Right.
about it.
Game over.
You're done. So what music are all of you guys listening to right now?
Okay. I've been on like. So I drive a lot for my job. So I'm in the car for like 2 to 2.5 hours when I go into the field.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of Jefferson Airplane CDs
Okay.
in my car, and those have been really awesome. And that's where I get a lot of my vocal inspiration from, because they too layer a lot of vocal parts onto their songs. And so similar, Paul was talking to me earlier, and he was like, you know, you can listen to our songs a lot of times and you'll find something different. I get the same vibe with them. So I've been listening to a lot of them in the car because it's just always interesting every time I listen to their albums.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I also too know the struggle of having a car with just a CD player.
Amen,
That's a
brother.
Oh, that's not a struggle.
Oh my
That is
goodness.
Yeah, I like it.
That's an
actually.
You can
amazing
you
thing.
can make it an amazing thing.
Dude,
That's
I,
right.
I like it for me, but then when people come in the car, they're like, "Yo, where's
Exactly.
the aux, bro?" And I'm like,
Oh my God.
"I got some bad news." And they're
Listen,
like,
it's bring your own CD. I'm sorry.
I have Man on the
Yeah,
Moon
You
by
gotta
exactly.
X those people out. You gotta X them out of your life.
Goodness.
Be like, we're listening to this CD again. That's what's going on.
It's tough, man. It's my own family, but I'm with you. I'm with keeping CDs in the car. Man. Jefferson Airplanes. All right, man. I gotta get on that. What about you, Brandon?
I'd say this year, I definitely got comfortable just like listening to something just like over and over and over again. Like last year was like Blonde by Frank Ocean.
Dude, we had a whole podcast just about how awesome Frank Ocean is.
He's incredible. And then this year was Who Told You to Think by an artist named Milo.
Okay.
And then Frank Zappa a lot. Like love Frank Zappa. And yeah, that was like my main just like super weird like proggy funny music, and then like really good like word rap. Milo's amazing. He goes by Rap Ferreira now, but
Rap Ferrer.
yeah, Ferreira. Rap Ferreira.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I had no idea of that, but
He's
I'm
amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you on Frank Ocean. And you mentioned Man on the Moon, bro. I listen to Man on the Moon still to this day.
Yeah. We listened to it on like we did a weekender, and we all brought like one CD, and our friend Mikey Mayo
Oh yeah.
Brought Man on the Moon by Kid Cudi.
Yeah, man. I don't think we'll ever get something like that from him ever again. And I feel like with artists, you shouldn't get the same thing really. But like that album was
Special.
just there's some instrumentals on that just alone that like if you listen to the beats, they're insane. They're so crazy. And you, man, I know you're probably listening to a bunch of stuff. You probably listen to like Ghibli soundtracks and all that stuff.
What is that?
Studio Ghibli, like Spirited Away.
Oh,
shit like that. But no.
Yup, you nailed it.
Paul
No.
doesn't have time to listen to music.
Real shit. Like I'm so enthralled with music. Like I work at RTI where I'm the audio tech producer guy for our live broadcasts. So I'm pretty much working with sound and then like editing that sound every time I go to work. So I mix and mastered this session, and then I have to mix my own shit when I go home. Not to mention this album has been taking forever for me, so it's just like been listening to these songs for all fucking long, and all I want to do is just not hear music lately. So I've been like listening to podcasts and shit, but like fucking I guess like the normal stuff I always listen to, Oh, I've been getting into DuckTales again. Like he put out a new record over the summer, Watercolors, and it's so good. And I'm trying to write some stuff like that. It's just like inspiring of like this cool, funky, modern-y, clean, super clean vibe. I guess DuckTales, New Kurt Vile is really cool too. The Bottle It In album, because it just sounds like he didn't really give a shit too much, but in a good way. It's very like, kind of like people eating. It kind of gives me some of that life that People Eating Fruit has, Kurt Vile, in the sense of like, there's a lot of like. In the new album, he literally does like a line where he fucks up, and then he starts over. And he just kept it in the record. It's like, she's a freewheeling baby, high strung. Oh fuck. She's a free, and goes like right back in when like the
Paul, do you
comes back
remember we
around.
did that too? Brandon did the same thing too.
Yeah, and fucking
But
Family Bubble Bath.
That's not on this album.
Yeah, that's
No.
a deep
Family
track.
Bubble Bath.
Yeah.
That's an unknown, never gonna be heard track.
Yeah, never.
I don't know, man.
Brandon, do me a favor, grab your mic,
fire.
bring it closer.
Oh, sorry.
You're cool. You don't have to lean forward.
Scooch in a little,
You can just pull it. You're cool.
Like
man.
here.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, that's still on the back burner, but yeah.
Like
Brandon had a moment in there where he like wanted to stop the song,
wait,
and then he kept going.
How's it go? Could you do it?
No.
Wait.
Psych.
Oh yeah, we literally
Punch
throw
me
a psych in there.
pulverize me, Captain, from my fractals to my face.
Oh yeah.
And then like it's like no, and I like turn the beat down, psych, and then just like restarts the song. Oh, so dope. Never putting that out.
How about you? What's been on?
Yeah. What do you listen
What have
to?
you been
what
listening to?
I've been getting deep into the internet music genres because a lot of people have been talking about them.
Huh.
Future funk is one I've just been discovering. I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. So people take 80s Japanese soul music, I think, and they put like drums over it and kind of make like these weird Daft Punk French house sort of songs. I'm like, that's
Ooh.
interesting.
Yeah.
But that's been around for a bit,
That shit is like making a comeback right now. Like,
Yeah.
Future Funk's really big. That's like, oh yeah, that's some hot shit.
Yeah,
I
man.
fuck with that.
It's been really, really interesting just to check that out. But also Blank Mass. I'm like super deep into Blank Mass right now. I'm not sure if you ever heard of them. It's electronic, like the only way I wouldn't call it noise. It's not noise, but it's like verging on noise as a genre.
I'm
You guys
into
are
that.
familiar with that? Yeah, I kind of am. I was in Europe this in September, and I was just listening to noise music and kind of like deep electronica and being like, all right, this is cool. And then that led me into synthwave. So right now I'm on my synthwave kick, man, and just
word.
there's the dark synthwave and like the classic like 80s one, and just there's
That
such
is
a vibe
excellent.
behind it.
Totally.
So I've been getting into that. But yeah, and then playing video games to accompany that, like what is it, Hotline Miami? You guys ever heard of that game?
No.
Oh, dude, that game is
Tell me
wild,
more.
man. It's a top-down shooter where you're pretty much like a guy robbing a house. It's like really, really cool. It's all 8-bit, and the soundtrack is completely synthwave, and it's just insane. It's insanely violent, but yeah, it's a good game, man. So yeah, right now, dude, like to get into the zone when I'm about to make comics and stuff like that, I play some video games and listen to synthwave. So that's
Nice.
That's what I've been
Hell
on.
yeah.
Excellent, excellent.
This has been a nice break from that, though, man. This is like a very happy, smiley chapter of music that I entered.
You're like
Oh my
robbing
gosh.
houses, like listen to synthwave. Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Recently, this Saturday, I went to go see Ghostface Killah, and it really brought me back to listening to like a lot of Wu-Tang and Tribe Called Quest. So I've been dabbling, man. But it's also Christmas, so
Nice.
I try and bounce with the Christmas music. I hate not listening to Christmas music in December.
Really?
I love Christmas
I like
music.
getting into the theme.
This
you know?
morning I went
Nice.
to a tuba Christmas. It was just a bunch of tubas playing Christmas songs, and it was amazing.
Oh my
This is
god.
what I mean.
It was
Wow.
This is character.
This is what I mean.
Incredible.
I didn't even know this existed.
Me neither. But I was like, tuba Christmas, free event. I can afford that. I'm there.
That's cool, man.
It's
Yeah, I'm listening to
beautiful.
a Christmas lo-fi, and they almost always sample.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Excuse me.
They almost always sample the Charlie Brown movie.
Oh, yeah, of
Like,
course.
they're all like voice clips from
It's
Charlie Brown.
all Charlie Brown.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it is, man. I've been digging it though, man. So yeah, I'll check out Christmas tuba music next, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I like singing Christmas songs with friends for like 20 seconds.
Uh-huh.
And then that's about it.
Yeah.
You know, like we're like, it's the most wonderful time. That's it.
Not even completing the
Yeah.
song.
Of
fuck
the
it.
yeet.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with Paul on this. Yeah.
No, Christmas guy, it's cool, man.
I'm still trying to make a nightmare remix of Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas," where
A
it just,
nightmare remix.
yeah, so it just keeps repeating on like and I.
You ever heard of Eco Jams? Or
Oh yeah.
yeah, Eco Jams did some stuff like that.
Oh
And
man, I'll have to check it out more.
Yeah,
I've only seen like them in like playlists and shit.
yeah. They take like voice samples, they lower the pitch, and they just kind of loop them like over ocean sounds.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of crazy music out there. I think that's like my favorite part of the internet is discovering like all just the internet-born music genres.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
vaporwave and all that
Vaporwave's
stuff.
the famous one. Like that's the one that kind of put it on the map.
But it's like also super. What's the word? It's a novelty in
Yeah.
a lot of ways, but like I think there's like a lot of great shit that came out of it, like future funk. I feel like is inspired by the '80s sampling into newer, like modern pop hits and shit like that, which is like awesome. Like future funk is so dope. It's pretty much just like vaporwave on meth or whatever.
Vaporwave
On
on
meth.
vapored.
why meth as opposed to other drugs?
Oh, all right, cocaine. Definitely cocaine.
That is the real question. Yeah.
Vaporwave on
Vaporwave on-
cocaine.
Oh,
Cocaine.
okay.
'Cause
Why
it's
cocaine over
control.
any other drug?
Because it's fancy sounding. It sounds like you're at a nice club every time you're listening to future funk. You're not going to be in some den listening to future funk on meth. And then there's probably guys on meth right now listening to future funk.
I'm loving this explanation so much.
This is just my world. I have no backing on any of this.
Cool.
It's vaporwave on alcohol.
I think that's a slower vaporwave. just
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I've been deep into that. And it's crazy. They say that Philadelphia is quickly becoming like the #1 music performance city, or like close to it, where there's like more
Whoa,
concerts
what?
going on here than ever.
That
This
makes
was-
sense.
This was the #1 visited place in the U.S. this year as of 2019. More
What?
people visited
What?
Philadelphia than any
Why?
other place. Yeah. Wow. I can only think that it has some sort of tourist commodity now. I mean, like, I don't know.
I think it's the Met, maybe.
Yeah, it might be.
Oh, you know what?
what?
If they're including like orchestral performances and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Well, the
that.
Met has like everybody.
Yeah, they've had some
That's true.
pretty big stand-up shows. I think Dave Chappelle was there or some.
Are,
they
are
had
you
some big names.
saying the most people have come in like tourist into the city of Philadelphia, or like
Yeah.
the most attended concerts?
No, I'm saying two things. So they say that a lot. This is becoming like the #1 music performance city.
Okay.
Really quick for like just like small shows and big shows and all sorts of music performance. And also as of 2019, it was the most visited city
Wow.
in 2019.
Yeah.
Those things are, in my opinion, not related. But yeah,
Cool.
more people have come to this city than any other city this year.
That's
which is
amazing.
Really
Wow.
interesting. Yeah.
I love Philly.
I would love that peer-reviewed journal that
I'll look it up. for you.
investigated that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm just playing.
I don't know.
not
Philly's
reading
Philly's definitely got a feeling. Like I traveled a lot last year, and it
Yeah?
was just like there's nothing like coming home to Philly.
Mm.
Like there's nowhere I went besides Montreal where I was like, I want to stay here and never
Yeah.
go back
Nice.
to Philly. You know,
Canada's pretty cool, man. I was there earlier this year too, and I was like, you know what, dude, it'd be nice to stay. Like, it'd be nice to
Montreal
stay.
is
That's
just
awesome. Do you do a
so-
lot of traveling
I do, man. I do.
to Europe, Canada? Wow.
Weren't you in Tokyo or some shit?
I was in Tokyo in July, and
Wow.
then in
Dude, that
September
is
I was
stellar.
in Italy. And
Yeah.
then next month I'll be in Israel.
I saw
So,
some pictures.
What?
And I was like,
Yeah.
God damn.
I'll be going to Israel next month.
why?
Yeah,
Deserve
that
it.
was
You
my
are the
next
nicest
question.
person. You deserve it.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
Is it
goodness.
for Jesus?
No, it is for Jesus.
Oh,
My mom's
man.
church group. She wants to go see all the places from the Bible, so
That's-
we're going.
that's
My
dope.
parents invited me
Yeah,
to
it
do
should
that
be
shit
pretty fun.
last year, and I was like, no.
Oh my
What? That
it's gonna
sounds
be, it's gonna be fun, man.
amazing.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
gonna be pretty
goodness.
fun.
Oh, I
My
I
brother-
definitely
oh.
pretend to be Catholic to go around the world.
Oh, I
Are
would
you
never
kidding
go
me?
there. No way. I need not to go there. I don't want to be learning about religious things, especially Catholicism.
Oh, I thought you
and
said
stuff.
you were worried about like.
Paul,
the
we faked
danger.
it for
Oh, I don't give
12
a shit
years.
about
You couldn't
that.
do
You
one
don't
for
care
a
about danger?
vacation?
No, it's just like where what? There's no amusement parks.
There's I can't
You
even
just
tell
were
you
about
what's
to say
in
desert.
the Bible.
He was a-
I don't
think
know.
he was gonna say the Dead Sea, which is like the big draw in Israel. There's an ocean that the
So salty.
The salt content's so high that you float.
You can
Yeah,
float.
yeah.
It's true.
You're gonna float. We all
I'd
float
do
down
that,
here.
but like, are we playing a
Floating
show
it out
that
here.
night? Like, what are we doing there?
Speaking of
You're,
float, you
I don't
guys are-
know,
no.
meditating about how you're not Catholic. That's what I would be doing. But
I
wow,
love
what a
how Paul
journey!
likes to spin everything positive. That's a very good quality. Like I feel like he'd be the one, and you guys are touring, and there's a flat, and he's just like, guys, this flat's so great because now we can step
That
outside the
actually
van
happened.
and just look at
Remember?
the sky and see birds and just
That
look at trees.
literally
guys.
happened.
No, I was terrified that night.
Wait, something like that
I'll-
actually happened.
Like,
With Mikey
we're-
Mayo.
Yeah, we're driving home from tour, and my shock broke, and I'm like, my tire's gonna fall off, and we're gonna do a flip
Fall
on this
off?
highway.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah,
just my
it was.
shock.
You should have heard it. It was crazy.
It sounded horrible. We didn't know what it was, and so like we,
Bro, I would have jumped
I
out
was,
of your car.
I was thinking it was gonna do that, and so we pull off, and we're trying to look at the car, like how it's looking.
We
when
pull off
it's
into a
driving.
church parking lot.
Yep.
In
Nice.
this random like city near
And I'm
Lancaster.
pretty sure Paul was like saying like, "Oh, look at the sky" or something like that. As
It
we're like,
was. It's just. It was so beautiful being out past
this
like a
guy.
major city, no light pollution. I was like, wow, was not expecting this.
I was like,
and I'm like, my car, shit.
I think I was.
And I was
high.
like, oh, Paul,
gonna
it's
get
just
home?
this thing that's vibrating.
True. We did get home that night.
You guys need someone like that to be your friend. I'm telling you, and also
Yeah.
be a member
Thank
of your
you.
band. So
Well,
congratulations,
this
Paul,
just
for
goes
being
back
that
to
guy.
the roles you were saying as a group. Like at a show, I am gone when we before we play. As we're playing, I'm kind of
I
there.
don't know how to take that.
Like as in like I have to do what I have to
me
do.
neither.
I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll try to have a little. Hey, look at me, everybody.
Right.
But after the show is over, I'm gone. And guess who's saying thank you so much? You are so nice to everyone. This person. Like
cool,
they
man.
are the niceness that I need because I'm just so like, thank you. Like after a show, just let me smoke outside, be alone now. And they're just like, oh my, yeah, people eating fruit. Yeah, oh, check us out. Oh, thanks. You guys are going up next. Awesome. And I'm just like, gone.
It's just beautiful, some of the interactions we have. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Hearing anyone say that they enjoyed it is just, wow. It's so nice. They don't have to say that. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
could be
And
out
and I
there.
talking
appreciate it
shit.
so
Yeah.
much.
Good for you.
Exactly. I appreciate it so much, but I'm just so,
Yeah.
I just can't. It's just not in me. And then this guy's headbanging to the next band all night.
Right.
In,
Oh
the,
my
in the
gosh,
front and
it's
center,
awesome.
going insane. And I'm in the back, and I'm like, using that pedal, okay.
Like, wow.
Is it because you're introverted or you're nervous about performing?
I'm just like, I guess I'm introvert. It's just like not in me. It's not like I'm nervous about meeting people. It's just like I appreciate all like the fans and people watching and shit like that. Anyone in the basement, I'm like, yes. Like anyone standing and turning and looking at us, I'm like, fuck yes. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
And like anyone like listening to any of the songs, fuck yeah. But it's just like not. I can't take compliments well. and people are always like, "Oh, that was so dope," and I'm just like, "I wasn't singing. I pressed a couple. I turned.
Oh my
I wasn't
goodness.
even down there. I didn't even.
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me. That
Don't
was
worry
Andrew.
about it."
He puts on like a Groucho Marx mask. Like, I don't know who you're talking about.
I love the Marx Brothers. Yeah.
Had
good
just
reference.
walked off stage. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That wasn't me.
I've never played music in
So
my life.
Paul is the PR guy, man.
Paul
You're
is
the
definitely
guy.
the beautiful face.
Oh, nonsense. Oh my gosh, absolute nonsense. These guys literally take care of everything.
Looks like he can't handle a compliment, man. Don't lose that.
No, I don't
energy,
think
bro.
any of us can
I don't-
handle a
yeah.
compliment.
Yeah, honestly.
That's a very artist thing, because I think a lot of times you get compliments from people who don't necessarily make art, which doesn't make them invaluable, but it's like
No way.
they don't see the flaw in your work that you see because you work with it so intimately. So like, that was awesome, that was
Very
great,
true.
and in your mind you're like, yeah, like thank you, but like, you know, there's this glaring thing, but it's always only glaring to you because you made it. right?
Yeah.
Very
So
true.
Other people like don't tend to notice them.
I think that might be the reason, because I don't think we ever played a set where I was like, "That sounded amazing."
Right.
Where I got off and I was like, "That was exactly how I
Yeah.
wanted it to go."
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've ever played a set where I was like a 100%.
Yeah.
And when we ever did play a venue, I think we played a venue once, right?
Yeah.
Couple- like once or twice?
Didn't we play Ortlieb's?
Yeah, Ortlieb's.
We played Ortlieb's.
We played
we played-
Ortlieb's, and that had good
Yeah.
sound, like a place like that.
And where is
But
that?
That's
Philadelphia.
that's
Ortlieb's.
yeah, it's
Second Street.
Third Street.
Yeah, it's
Third
it's
Street.
around Third. It's
Yeah.
somewhere in Northern Liberty's
It's like
Fishtown
Third and
area.
Brown.
Okay.
Third
Yeah,
and Brown.
it's
By
a
the
it's a
dog
nice
park.
bar.
By
Yeah.
the dog park.
Yep.
And but yeah, like that had really good sound, but still, like my Mac, I had my old Mac at the time, and it took like an extra 10 minutes for it to boot up, and that was like a panic attack
Oh,
before we
that
played,
was
and
a-
that kind of like dampened the whole thing. So like, even though it was like great sound, it wasn't like boom bop boom, here we go, we're people in it, bro, what's up? It's always like,
Yeah. You have to rush and be careful, which always ruins the vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do
Yep.
one or the other.
just like a
Damn,
million
that's so
fucking
true.
things.
Yeah.
So
That's how it goes.
until it's just like a but up boop bop, let's go, and it sounds great to me,
Yeah.
and like we're hearing each other, and it's a great performance on all of our parts. Like
Mm-hmm.
then I'll be, what's going on, everybody? Like yeah, great set.
At the same time, we've all had our own bad shows. Oh my gosh, there have been some shows where I'm just like, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, you might not have noticed, but I messed up so bad.
Yeah, man. That's every performer, though, man. So I wouldn't even worry about that.
Yeah.
I think that.
And it's lucky you have two other people to kind of cloak your mistakes.
Cloaking is great. I love that we can cloak each other.
That's why we all stand right next to each other, because it feels like there's no sense of like, I'm in the back, or like
Yeah.
I'm up front.
Yes.
I'm to the
It's just like, okay. It's like he's right here. Fuck. All right.
Yeah, man.
Not alone.
There's no alienation. You
Yeah.
guys just
Yeah.
come up as
Right.
like one unit and just boom.
With our
shoot.
little table. It's
Yeah.
so fun.
We try to
It
keep
is
everything
fun.
on one table, so it's just like a table
really?
of nonsense.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Well, I mean, you know, you guys don't seem to hate each other, which is a great
No.
step. You know
Oh
what
my
I'm saying?
goodness.
Not at all.
And that's what matters the most, is that you can still have a positive energy even when you're in a stressful situation. Performing is stressful, man, because you know everywhere you go is different, and then you have people that
totally.
like, don't respond to you till like 5 minutes before you get up on stage, and you're like, okay, like we could have handled this like 15 minutes ago, but all that has to be out of your mind. You just have to think about the music, like that's it. You know?
Yep.
And it's hard to do that. So
Oh no, we're besties.
yeah, and that's cool, man. So as
So
long as you
very
guys have
lucky.
that dynamic, man, that's that's the greatest thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
It definitely helps have it just like, I don't know, it just feels like a unit for sure, where it's like, all right, we're about to go on stage. And then we perform, and then it's like, no matter what happens right now, we're probably going to go out back and
Get high
smoke a
as fuck.
cigarette.
Yep. Just do the normal stuff, you know? Same as if we didn't have a performance that night.
Yeah.
Like if like I go up to them, it's like, hey guys, I brought a little extra special, cigarettes to the show for when we play a really good set.
Extra
And
special
it's like,
cigarettes.
and if we don't play a good set, are we still gonna smoke? You fucking know we're still gonna do it.
Sounds like the cigarette from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You
Oh
guys see
yeah.
that? Is that even possible?
Wait, I don't even. Oh wait, I didn't see that movie.
Okay, I won't spoil it yet.
Is that a bunch of drugs in a cigarette or something?
I don't want to spoil it for you.
Oh, yeah, don't spoil it for me.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
yeah.
not going to watch it. You spoil it for me.
Actually, yeah, spoil it for him.
So they
Because
have
you
it-
ruined Hereditary for me. and I
Spoiler
still
alert,
loved it.
spoiler alert.
Not
Thank
ruined,
you,
but you
Paul.
told me the whole
Thank you.
plot.
I need you on the show always. just for
I
that,
gave you
'cause-
full disclosure.
So what happens is
Making podcasts with your friends can be fun too.
It is
So-
true. Yeah, I have co-hosts, man, and we get along. But so what happens in the movie is he takes a cigarette and he dips it in acid, and then he smokes it, and then he starts to trip. But I don't think that's possible.
I don't think
Like that quickly.
About the vapor phase of LSD, I can do some. I'm gonna research that and get back to you. Can you smoke?
yeah, that
No.
might. That
No.
might. It might have a small effect. I highly doubt it though.
I don't know. I mean, your
It probably
mouth
got
is
on
mucus.
his fucking
your...
fingers, if anything, or it got through him through his lips.
It's given to him
Yeah.
after it was already dipped, so it's not like wet or anything. Like it just is. And the guy's like, "Yeah, this was dipped in acid." And I was thinking to myself as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, "Is that possible?"
I think none
Oh
of
my
them do
goodness.
I
acid.
don't think so.
Yeah, I think none of them ever tripped.
We'll do a follow up.
It's a
We'll do a
Tarantino
follow-up.
movie, so I don't know.
They're like, this is how you do LSD, correct?
Yeah, right. You dip things in. That's why it's a liquid.
These kids are smoking LSD.
Yeah.
That sounded like something that like was actually authentic and that got sampled into a song or something. Like you're like a Beware of Drugs commercial. That sounded
Yes.
so
Kids are
authentic.
smoking.
So my next
It's more like PCP for shit like that. When people
Yeah.
get dipped things and they start seeing and feeling crazy things.
That's-
That's like a PCP thing.
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
how could they not research that? It just seems a little
Yeah,
silly.
whenever like
Way to go, Quentin.
super Hollywood things,
Your awesome
Yeah.
movies, amazing movies.
your amazing movies, you get the dumb drug shit wrong. Come on.
So what happens after they smoke this acid-dipped
Do you
cigarette?
guys really want me to spoil this? Because it's actually like the best part of the movie.
No, we should.
We should watch it.
Yeah.
All right,
We'll
thank
just
you.
watch
Thank you
that
for telling
scene.
us about it. We're gonna watch
It's
it.
amazing. It's long, but as long as you're in the mood for like a Hollywood piece that takes place in the '60s, it's very period. Like that's what
Love it.
it's supposed to be.
Love it.
You're probably gonna love it. My next question for all of you guys, and we're just gonna go around and start from whoever is. What are your favorite songs on this album?
Oh.
He's looking like he's got a good one.
No, I don't. I'm thinking.
All right.
Okay, my favorite song, I think, is Intersex. I can always
Internet
sing
Explorer.
Internet Explorer.
Internet
I'm
Explorer.
sorry.
That was
we
I caught on earlier that you guys were all talking about Internet Explorer when you said that.
Yes, we had
That
an
was a
original
placeholder.
name.
We named it that, thinking it was like, oh, it's like the internet, but it's sex involved. And then it's like, oh wait, that could be taken the wrong way by
totally
people
in the
who
wrong
like
way. Right. So
don't want to be offended in that way. So we're
It was
changed
just our first guess to mash the words internet and sex.
I didn't even know that
And
was
it
a
was so-
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I really did not know that was a word.
That is astounding. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so then once we put two and two together, we were like, wow, we should not name it this. So we changed it. But I think that is because it's such a fun song. It's got such a great beat, such great lyrics by Brandon. I mean, it really, and it just resonates as someone who wrote, was raised Catholic. And I'm sure so many people will be able to relate to the song. And so I just can always have a good time with that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you guys ask in this song like, what is the fascination? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like we all just want to watch.
Right.
Yeah. And like, when's Mother Mary gonna come down and save my soul? Because I feel the same way. Like I was pretty like heavily in like a Christian environment in high school. It's just like, yo, this is supposed to feel good, and I still feel really weird when I do it. And I'm
Right.
like 26.
Just this malaise creeps on you, like either I'm going to hell or someone's going to smite me right now.
Well, also just biologically, like we're not used to being able to access that stimuli without like naturally doing it. Like
Yeah,
for us to be able to do
totally.
it on demand is like perform for me. Like that's so new for our brain. We're just
Ooh.
like, ugh, and that's why our brain
Excellent
like feels weird when we do it.
do you want to
Now
do you want to come
just
over
answered
later
the
and just like
questions.
write music?
You just answered the question.
Yeah, so I feel like that song was trying to convey that, and that's at least the message I got. So is that your favorite too, Brandon? Or?
How about you two?
Ooh. Trying to like remember what's all on the.
Yeah.
1%.
Class Clown,
High
High
Ground.
Ground,
Hymnals.
Hymnals.
I love how Paul's
I think-
loving
Zombie,
Hmm.
1%, Walmart,
Can you
Huddles,
exit,
Can You
bro?
Exit,
Dang.
And Triple Vision.
I it's a toss up between Internet Explorer and Triple Vision.
Okay.
Because it's just like I don't know, like Internet Explorer started with just that beginning part, like wrote that in my house, and then like we all recently came up with that ending, like the "What do I like,"
Mhm.
and it was
Right.
just like
We literally were in the studio like fixing a part in the beginning part, and then like
Yep.
it ended, and then like I'm doing some buttons or whatever.
You just
and
kept going.
I think Paul and I
no,
were
you
just
were the one that
going-
was like, "Why
Yeah.
do I like?"
Oh,
Paul was just like, "What do I like? What do I like?" And I was like,
Yeah.
And then it was like, fuck, we're doing that. And I just like
It's like,
I just
shit.
walked out and started putting the drum set together.
Were we about to like wrap up that day
We
or
were.
something? We were like ready to go.
We were done. We just redid a vocal track and
Yeah.
we started doing that. I was like, God damn it, we're doing that now.
So
It's totally happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that one's my favorite just because it's like you can put as much as your brain as you want into like a thing, and then just like having other people involved, it's like, whoa, I never would have imagined that. Like,
Right.
It's a totally different thing now,
That's super cool.
and I think it's the freshest besides Triple Vision.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Hmm.
That and Triple Vision are the newest.
I think Triple Vision's up there for me. Because like I'm just really proud of that bass riff. That's probably like my favorite bass riff I ever wrote.
Yeah.
And like the fact that it was written so fast, like I feel like some of my best work happens when it's just like
Yeah.
next instrument, next instrument, next instrument. Okay,
You
done.
you guys got to walk me through the first verse. What is it? I was.
Oh shit, I don't know.
It
Really?
was 7 in the morning.
He's like, really?
We wrote it so fast.
We wrote it,
no,
never
no,
re-recorded it.
That's such an artist thing, though. It's like, what is the meaning of, or what was it? And they're just like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No.
We were
Oh
just
my
trying to
God.
like come up with the most complicated like and it was like Paul and I, like Paul's immediately to our left like writing the track, and we're like, it was 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was 25.
Brandon was like, how about this? What if we had like a time, a weather, a driving speed, and like XYZ?
Oh,
It
I
was
thought it was
so
an
good.
age. I thought it was someone's age.
And an age. There
Okay,
was an
okay.
age. Yep.
I was 20. I don't.
It was 7 in the.
It was 7 in the evening.
I was 7 in the evening. It was
No.
7 in the evening. I was 40 feeling 30. It was 20 felt like 30 going 7 in a 65.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
all right. I was literally like, wow, they themselves cannot break this down. Like, that's amazing. I don't
What
feel
was
as
yours,
bad.
though?
Because I listened to it and I was like, I can't.
You really was so fucking. Oh, it was perfect. It was
Do you want this
absolutely
Coke?
perfect.
You should have this
No,
Coke.
man, I'm cool. I can't have sugar, but I
It's gonna make
appreciate
my
it, man.
teeth feel
I'm
weird,
so
but I
glad
want
you
it
like
so
that,
bad.
man.
Dude, just
It was
save
fun.
for later, bro, man. You're good.
But you should have seen it. We were just like literally curled up just with like a copybook and just.
And I was
Paper,
like, you
just
better
waiting.
hurry up. Adds hip hop
Yeah, like
beat.
I was thinking, like, man, this must have taken so many takes to do because it's like the ultimate tongue twister. And I was
Yeah.
just like,
Oh my gosh,
like,
it did.
we
We had
did
to
that-
do 2
we-
separate sessions, right?
No, we did that in a day.
I redid mine in the second session.
Did you? I don't think we ever did that.
So you're first on that song. You do it 1st, and
Mm-hmm.
then you come in after the chorus, and you do your own rendition of that verse, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. cool.
Exactly.
And each of you, but that's all one take. It's not like you were like, and then pause.
Well, Brandon-
Correct.
Yeah, it was like
Correct.
do the whole line.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah. I
That
was
shit's
listening
so
to that.
fun though.
I had so many where I was just like, all right, let's try that again.
Like I call that Frankensteining, and like we try to keep things very open tracking when it comes to like our takes.
What is the reason for that? Because I know a lot of rappers who do Frankensteining because it is easier. But like from a mixing perspective, why should everyone just have it be like that?
Well, it's not really a mixing perspective. It's more of like a performance perspective. Like
So you can be used to saying it in one breath.
yes, but no. Like by performance, I mean captured performance in the
Okay.
sense of like it just sounds so much more organic and it has this life to it. Like those acoustic guitars in it, it's not one time. It's the whole time until it goes to the chorus. It's like a real performance the whole time. Like I could
Right.
have easily looped it once.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the bass. Like it's the whole time until it goes to the chorus. Then I do the chorus rip. Like that's the only time like it really switches.
Yeah.
But like it just takes it away so much. It's like bullshit. Like I hate type beat stuff like or people rapping on the same.
So when you listen to music, are you listening for that specifically? Like where you hear the loop, where you hear the identical sound?
It's unhideable for me. Like
Okay.
if you play me your track, I know if I want to listen to it within 2 seconds. Like because it's like that quick. Like it's
Yeah.
not maybe not 2 seconds, maybe 5.
Yeah.
But like it's really that's nice.
Let's loop that.
That's a
like
good
that.
sample.
That was natural.
That's a good sample. Like, but yeah, like I don't know. I just hate that kind of quick. it's so obvious. Like you'll be at a red light and you hear a track being blasted in someone else's car, and you're just like, that's 4 measures. You serious? Like, and stuff like that, or like that's 2 measures. Holy shit!
So for you, authenticity in sound is very important.
Oh yeah, and like especially authenticity, because it's like, like each song has what I feel like today is looking for, with like, you know, boom, the big bass and the like the fast like boppity shit and whatnot, and the cool but like
Sound like some scat music, man.
That sounded like Tarzan.
Yeah. All right, by far best Disney soundtrack. Phil Collins, dude. Murder.
Yo,
that's a whole nother
my
conversation.
my
That's a
mom and I
total
had
nother-
that on CD, that album, and it got scratched, and we were like, well, we got to go to Barnes & Noble's right now and get another copy, because that
Right
shit's
now.
amazing.
I love that right now.
it's so good. Like he
Such a
didn't
good
have to do
soundtrack.
it, but he did that. He did that for us.
Phil did that for us.
That for us.
What a good guy.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
man. So yeah, you guys are really into making the sound the way that you want to hear it, and not the way that's fastest to record it, which is I guess
Totally.
what a lot of people
100%.
do.
It's
Yeah.
really just like, what is something, at least how when I'm writing it, it's like, what is something you'll never hear?
Nice.
Like, or like, yeah, just pretty much like, what is something you'll never hear? Like Class Clown was like this whole other song
I love it,
before
yeah.
we made that. It was like all the guitars and shit in the background, and even the like the weird reverse vocals. That was just like the whole song, and I got the reverse vocals and chopped them up all crazy.
That's
And
why I
then-
didn't know what they were saying. They were reversed. Oh my god, Paul! I've listened to that so many times, being like, "What
I want
the
people.
hell?"
I want people to think
is
it's like
he
Italian or
saying?
something. Like
Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I was like, I was like, oh fuck me in the ass.
Yeah, no, it's reversed.
Jeez.
Yeah, but that like shit like that was just like, what the fuck is that intro? And then
Yeah.
it's just like, oh sure. He's like, what? How you just gonna ignore what you just did right there? Like, I love songs that are like that, to where like you're listening and you're like, yeah, he's singing and there's a beat, but what the fuck is going on in the background?
Yeah.
Like that really gets my goat.
I think that modern day isn't the expression like "get my gander" or something? What is the expression?
I don't know, man.
I was so close to spitting that out. That really gets my goat.
That is the first time I've ever heard that. That really gets my goat. I hope that's a positive thing.
It's gotta.
Okay.
I'm only saying it as a positive.
That really gets my. You like looked over for your goat.
You guys are awesome, man. But I think that that's a trend with modern music listeners. People aren't just satisfied with like the same old kind of beats and stuff. They want to hear stuff that's weird. Like they want to hear stuff that's super unique and just like vibey, and that is unusual. Like I feel like that's the whole. What was the new Tyler the Creator album that came out?
Igor.
Yeah,
So good.
I felt like that was like really on the weird experimenty side sometimes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No, I have no idea what any name dropping for me does not work out. I have
Paul's
no
like one of the smartest
idea.
people I know, but like knows nothing about
Pop culture or anything. I have not known synthwave or whatever.
He's been tuned out
I'm
since
so
that.
happy to hear about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bro, I'm the same way with certain things too, man. So it's all good.
Okay,
yeah,
cool,
yeah, you're not
cool,
alone,
cool.
man. I'm sorry to go over your head like that. But
No, it's,
But I
it's
think
hilarious.
that-
I
the
love
new
it.
Tyler the Creative album is good,
Tyler the Creator.
Good.
good,
Tyler the Kratom.
and
Yeah, it reminded me of his old
Thoughts?
shit though. Real shit. I liked it. It reminded me of his old stuff a little bit.
Really?
A little bit. It's like it's like Cherry Bomb and like Flower Boy is
Oh,
like
Cherry
here,
Bomb, yeah.
and then it's like his old stuff's down here. He's like, all right, I'll start working my way back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just miss old Tyler a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like how gritty and fun and like multi-personality he was.
Mhm.
That's the only part I really miss about him. But
Okay.
his stuff is fucking tight. I like Igor.
I definitely loved it.
Yeah.
I feel like
No, a lot of people did.
Do you know like Todd Rundgren?
I'm familiar with that name, but I don't know.
Like
I don't listen to
70s,
music.
like
wasn't he an
singer-songwriter?
engineer? Is that guy? Was he a bodybuilder?
No.
No,
You're
never
thinking
mind.
Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah. See, name drop doesn't work. I don't.
I love it though. Like,
Sorry, I keep.
No, don't say sorry. It's an amazing stick. Like, it's actually awesome. It's almost on par with Get Your Goat. Man. It's a great reoccurring.
Is that the guy from Rocky?
I think so.
If he dies, he dies.
No, that's
Go on, Brandon. I'm so sorry.
I don't
that's like
know.
Ivan Dragstrong versus
Ivan
like that.
Drago, but I think
Yeah.
that's Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, isn't he from there?
Well,
I don't
now
know.
I have to Google it.
Oh, you please.
Dolph
We have to figure this
Lundgren?
out.
Oh, that was the first thing. So,
But what were you talking about?
Oh, I just feel like Tyler the Creator is like achieving this like he's like always been inspired by like 70s like soul music, and he's
Yeah.
finally just like, yeah, that's what I like. I'm just gonna make that.
Yeah.
Which I think is cool.
Nice.
yeah, there's like a bunch of I'd say like mainstream or big artists that do that. Daft Punk was one of them, right? It's like your whole discography is this like weird sampled French house, and then you make like a funk album. And it's
Yeah.
like, this is what we want to do the whole time. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
wow, okay, like that's cool. It's great. You know,
Yeah.
I love it. And then it's, classic receive. But yeah, side note, Dolph Lundgren is the guy that plays.
He's Ivan Drago.
Yeah, Ivan Drago from
Excellent.
from the Rocky.
Excellent. We love a good
Dolph
fact check.
Lundgren, Todd Rundgren. We got him.
Todd Rundgren?
Todd
very
Run-
close.
Todd Rundgren. Yeah, I can see how you.
It wasn't the dumbest thing I've ever said.
No, not
No.
at all. But it's just so funny. Like that guy's like the super stern. I would break him. Or whatever the fuck he says.
you.
Break him. That's cool. So I can't wait to hear like once you guys this album is released and you start working on the other stuff, like what your magnum opus is gonna be, like your big, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The thing that you want to make, that you guys all agree on, like we want to make this next, but for right now it's free and easy and creative, and that's cool. I think that the best stuff comes out of that atmosphere. So
I think I can speak for everyone and say that we're already there, in the sense of like we've been in bands, and we've been in like toxic bands and like hard to work with bands, and where it's like,
Yep.
what if we did? And it's like, no, it's a song that goes like this. You have to do that.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, like let's add another thing. It's like, no, dude, that's too much.
yeah,
Like,
Totally.
this is it. Like, there's no boundary. There's no, like,
There's really no sound.
yeah.
Of just like, that doesn't sound like people eating fruit. And she's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
Like, did you
Shut
hear
the
City
fuck
on the
up.
Moon? Did you hear City on the Moon? It's a metal song.
Mm-hmm.
We put out a I want City on the Moon.
did
Like,
you send that to me?
it's on Spotify and stuff.
I have not seen that one
But
or heard that one rather.
yeah, it's silly and dumb. And like it's really like we really don't care. Like the magnum opus is this. But definitely
It's just being able to put on whatever you want, and having two other people, regardless of who they are, like being able to vibe with you.
Yeah.
And that's just priceless, man.
I've never been in a band where it feels like it's like, oh man, we should do a song like that, and then we just fucking will, you know. Where and it could be from a Tyler style song to like, hey yo, like I just heard this Kurt song, like let's do like a weird indie song, and you know we could make it weird. Like we have a couple that interlude we did together. Remember the I am not a
Yeah.
yeah. Like we're gonna put out like random stuff all the time, and as
Just
long
hopefully
as,
things you can't expect at some points. You know what I mean?
as long as all three of us are on it, it is people eating fruit.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's a really positive and cool thing to say. One of my last questions. You guys ever have a dream that inspires like something that you make?
that's weird. Yeah. So
Brandon. Yeah.
the name People Eating Fruit is a Manitoba song. The artist Manitoba has a song called People Eating Fruit. But like I'd say like 5 or 6 years ago, I had this dream where I was on like Wheel of Fortune, and it was like the thing spun and I looked up and like the letters filled in People Eating Fruit.
What?
And I just like woke up, I was like, yo, that's the band. And at one point, like,
That's sick. You guys should make that into like a music video or something.
that's the goal. Yeah, we've had like the game show idea you came
Yeah,
up with.
I said I recommended that it be like a single or an album cover or something like that.
Yeah.
because that is such a cool dream.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a dream where I was like, all right, I gotta like trust that night vision type deal. And then it was just like, I tried to like put that out for people before, like in other bands. I was like, I don't like that name. And then when Paul and I like agreed, like Flower Mouse, after the Flower Mouse thing, I was like, let's be a band. I like sent that. I was like, how about this? And Paul was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. And she's like, cool, that's the one. We got it. Let's do it. Here we go. And then I don't know. Have you had like dreams? I'm sure you've had dreams before, right?
Oh,
The two of you?
absolutely.
You've had a couple dreams.
Had a couple dreams.
I definitely have heard 1% in my head before. Like, I was like, as much as Paul hates Blink-182 and all that stuff, like,
Hearing that Paul hates something is like super surprising.
Paul hates a lot of
He
things.
hates a lot of things.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing in his heart is love.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's just so much love that, you know, it's like,
Boils over to hate.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'm very picky with things.
And that's why
all
we
that
love
needs to be
him.
said.
Nothing
And
wrong
that's why
about that,
Paul's so
man.
amazing.
You guys are so amazing. Stop.
But like I
But continue your thought.
like there's a Plus 44 record
yeah.
out, and there's a couple songs where they're like really chill, like and like honestly fuck Mark Hoppus now, but like that's the
Who?
best thing he ever did. And it's all Blink-182 people.
Oh.
Anyone who knows that would be like, oh, I follow. It's fine. The one guy listening.
Right.
But he's just got this like very low fucking tone. But like I've had dreams about like songs before, but like it was just this like big bombastic fucking song like that just had like all these vocals in it, like a crazy amount, and like it was almost like incomprehensible in my head. And kind of like when we were writing 1%, it just kind of happened, and then it was just like, yeah, we need another layer, we need another layer. And yeah, honestly, like that was kind of like something that was just like in my head for like a long time, having something so like big and like having like a very poppy drum roll hit to it, but at the same time has this like Blink-182-esque, like Angels and Airwaves, even like Plus 44, like just all these like whiny, but like I don't know, not whiny, but you get what I mean.
Just
It's hard to
gang
explain.
vocals.
What?
Gang vocals.
Like gang vocals, yeah.
vocals.
And just I don't know. It was always like in my brain to do something that I don't know, when 1% the beat drops, it just feels like everything opens up. And I just always wanted something like that. Like I've always had like these weird dreams about songs like
Nice.
that.
That's cool.
Does it make you feel like that dream was like put to rest because it's completed?
Yeah, a little bit.
Good.
That's how I feel about people eating fruit. It's like I served it right, you know?
Yeah, man. The vision that was in your head, you brought it out into reality.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There's some quote where it's like, only fools don't trust their own visions. And I was like, fuck. Gotta start taking that advice.
That's a pretty dope quote.
Right? I don't know who said it. I'm sorry. Whoever said that.
We'll look it up. We'll Google it.
Yeah, I think it was Dolph Lundgren.
In his accent. Only fools don't trust their own vision. Just like stoically standing with his boxing glove.
Covered in sweat and oils.
Just, yeah, blood. Oils.
Yes.
What about you, Paul? Any crazy dreams, man?
Well, okay. So
Yes.
I play a lot of zombie games and I watch a lot of zombie movies.
Really?
And so I am such a slut for zombie dreams. They
Oh.
thrill me. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. And then the last part of them is like I'm about to be killed and then I'm awake and it's like what a rush.
Yeah, for
be-
most people, that would be a horrible dream.
Oh my gosh. I love them. I love them.
Wow, man, you're an interesting character. Most people would call that a nightmare. That's, wow.
Thank you. I had this one crazy nightmare that was I was like in my bed and it was like super dark in my room and like I would close my eyes to go to bed but I would see my room through my eyes. So even though like I closed my eyes, my room was still there.
Trippy, dude.
Oh god, it was crazy. That's like a
Don't
real
like that.
fucking nightmare.
Frothy.
Jesus.
My lids are made of glass.
You know what you should try, man, if you haven't already? And people
What?
talk about this all the time, but a flotation tank or a sensory
Yo,
deprivation
I've been
tank.
wanting to try one of those so bad.
Tell
I live
me
by
about
those,
it.
man. They're fun. They're very fun.
You do them?
Yeah. So the first time you go, don't expect much because it's a lot to get used to. Like,
Okay.
You gotta sit back, and the water's like very, very high in salt. So if you get it on your face at all, like near your eye, it's a bad time.
Ooh.
So you just gotta be careful of all that. And also, it's just kind of weird, like getting the positioning right. But you
Yeah.
learn to relax on the first time. But on the second time, like when you get comfortable, and you're in there for more than like an hour, like they have 76-minute sessions at the one in Fishtown. You go deep, man. And it's really, really cool. You kind of explore the caverns of your mind, so to speak.
The unconscious.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. But you can look all this stuff up. But basically, you shower, then you get into this kind of like cube, and it's got salt water maybe up to like your I'd say like your thighs, kind of, and then you just have this little neck brace that you wear that's kind of it's like a pool floaty, but it's really
Right.
flat, and it's only there so that your head doesn't dip down so it gets in your ears.
Yes.
You put earplugs
That's
in
bad?
either way. Well, yeah, I mean, like
It's uncomfortable.
it'll
That's true.
it'll get
Feels
close to your
weird.
face, and then that's bad. So you want it to be like right about here where
Yeah.
the water is, and the neck brace helps with that. And then for the first 20 minutes, you have to try and focus on like not thinking about anything.
Yeah.
And then because it's completely dark and completely soundproof in there, and the water is the same temperature as like the average human body temperature, you don't feel the water.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
So you feel like you're like actually like flying, floating, and then because there's no sensory stimuli at all, you start to like hallucinate. And that's when the stuff gets crazy.
Yeah, I really
And,
want to do that.
Yeah,
Oh
you
my
lose
Lord.
track of time, dude.
I was about to
I
say,
felt like
does
I
it
was in there
warp
for
your
a
sense of
day, but I
time?
was only
Sorry,
in
I
there.
hit
No, you're
that.
cool. I felt like I was in there for a day, but I was only in there for 76 minutes. This like the second time I went in, and the third time I went in was like super deep. Like
Hell yeah.
yeah. I went
my
back in
God.
time. It was nuts, bro.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm so about that.
I went back in time to like growing
Colonial?
up, and no. Like
I was
a
like, the
moment in my-
dinosaurs?
No, a
Colonial?
moment in my life. It was I relived a very intense span of time, like almost like a week, like living with my grandfather. Like I remembered all of it like very vividly as I was
Holy
there.
shit.
So yeah, man,
my
everybody has a
God.
different experience though. I would go into it thinking like I'm just gonna relax and see what happens, but it's fun, man. So I would definitely try it, because the
Yes.
reason that that brought it up
Absolutely.
is because over time, while you're in the sensory deprivation tank, you can't tell the difference between your eyes being open or closed, and it starts to freak you out. You're like, are my eyes open or closed right now? Like, I don't know, because it doesn't make any difference. Like,
Maybe
it's-
that would complete my nightmare and be like, this is what it's like.
Yeah.
the
We
coolest.
should do that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. It's like right in Fishtown,
Yeah,
too.
you guys should all do it as a band. The best part is coming out
Wow.
afterwards and like being like, "Whoa, this is light, this is sound." Like, it's all so amazing and enrapturing. Like I've never.
I do
experienced
like
it
this
before.
place.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
So yeah, you guys should do it as a band.
I've
It'd
always
probably
wanted
be cool.
to
That's
try
awesome.
that. I want to try acupuncture really bad.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's insane. I've never
Yeah.
done that.
There's
I
also
need that.
an acupuncture place called Barefoot on Girard in Fishtown.
Have you done that?
Yeah, super awesome.
It's cool.
It's great.
Is it like painful? Like what is it like?
It's like a prick, a pin prick.
But does it get like a relief feeling after it?
Yeah, so they like you just tell them what's going on. Like my hand will just like cramp up a lot of the time,
Mhm.
so I just like tell them that. She puts like up, a couple on my feet, and then you just like sit there. Always fall asleep whenever I go. It's just like instantly out, and then
Oh, but what if you turn over?
they're in chairs. You're not gonna like, and she comes back and checks on you. But it's like, no, it is fine. It'll
He
be
like
fine.
vividly lived that just now.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like I can feel it.
Didn't you say something about like you cried when the one?
Yeah,
went in?
the like one time I went, it was just like she poked a spot in my foot,
Hmm.
and it was just like instantly like I started crying. Like it was like,
From relief.
yeah, like
Wow.
it's like they do it to like let the energy flow through your body, and it was like as soon as she hit that, I was like, oh, I needed that gone. It was just like
Wow.
whatever was like
Mm.
whatever stress I was holding in that spot is just like,
Whoa, man.
it's sick. I love it.
I really want to try it. I feels like I would just be crying the whole time.
We gotta have a
so much
we gotta have a
stress.
flotation acupuncture day.
Oh,
That day would,
please.
like-
Just float around with a bunch of needles in you.
the next day you'd probably be able to
So
fly and like
acupuncture
read minds,
first,
dude. It would unlock so
then
many powers.
floating, and then hibachi.
Hibachi.
Yeah.
Yo, you guys are ballers,
Be a
Andy,
man.
you
great
should
day.
come.
Goodness gracious.
Dude, I'd love to, man. I'd be happy to be invited.
Oh, that'd be a crazy day.
It's 5:02 now, so we've been going for I think almost like 2 hours.
Wow.
but
Wow,
yeah.
Have
time
we been
flies
in a
when you're
flotation?
having.
Yeah. So
wow.
that's because we started. I don't know, somewhere around there, maybe like an hour 45. So any closing statements or stuff that you guys want to talk about, or just like plugs for the album, Instagram, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, like everything. I just want to hear it right now. So
Make music with your friends. There is really nothing better, and I'm just so lucky to be doing that with these two.
yeah.
I hear that like Nardwuar thing where he's like, why should people care about people eating fruit? You know? Is there somebody over there?
No, there's a camera.
Oh, you look.
You're very
shit.
What the
perceptive.
fuck?
Brandon,
you just scared
what
the
are you-
shit out of. What are you
Well,
doing?
Because you looked
Oh
over it,
my
and I was like,
There's a very
Oh
consistent theme
my
with Brandon. He's been
God.
looking around the room the whole time, man.
Oh
You're the guy
my
that's
God.
always looking for the exit, and I
He
appreciate
was
that.
looking back there. He's like, "Is there someone over there?" I'm like, "There has been no one down here but
I'm
us."
sorry.
Jesus
Holy
Christ.
shit!
That's my
I didn't know
brother.
there was a camera.
Oh my god! Fuck!
Sorry.
So Brandon, closing statements.
Yeah, plug
Always-
who
yeah.
you are though.
You're the plug.
Oh, plug who I am. Oh, I'm
You could do that, yeah.
Paul Francis O'Neill.
Your spiral sounds like say your thing.
Oh, I have a solo project. It's really dinky, no big deal.
Cute.
No,
It's
it's
called
amazing.
Spiral
Don't say
Sounds.
It's
that.
beautiful.
But
shoot
really,
yourself down.
people eating fruit is
Yeah,
way larger of a passion project for me. Working with these two.
but check him out, man. What's your Instagram? How can people find
Instagram
you?
is PO'Neill55.
There you go.
So thank you, and thank you so much for having us. This was so much fun.
This is my pleasure. You guys are awesome, and I love the album. And it's gonna be
Likewise.
awesome when it's done. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, have I like picked my nose at all? Because I like didn't
I
know
think
there was
you
a
were out of.
camera.
I think you were out of frame most
Okay,
of it.
cool.
Because whatever.
Shit, was
Yeah.
picking. Oh God, I hope I wasn't doing it. Nah.
You're fine. It's okay.
Oh, your fly's been down the whole time.
Yeah, it. I unbuttoned earlier to like, get like relaxed fit. I
Oh,
was like, oh,
love that
so
feeling.
full, so
Yeah.
good.
I should have did that. Oh, just kidding. I'm wearing joggers.
Dude, I only wear
Oh.
joggers.
Yeah, I'm
just for
living in
that reason.
2019, bro. Let's do this. I had epiphany the other day. Real sidebar about joggers. Super
No,
quick.
go for it, man.
I was walking into work, my hands were full, and I looked down and I was just like, these are future pants. They are sweatpants. They are sleep pants. They are workout pants. They are jeans. They can
khakis.
Be, they can be khakis. These are corduroy. They could be a dress pant. They're hip.
A cell phone.
A cell phone.
Cell phone.
Your dad.
Flotation device.
That should be the name of the next project, Future Pants. That'd be dope.
And it's just
Cell
like all the
phone, your
things it
dad.
could be.
phone,
It's
your
like casual, workout, yo dad, lemonade, an airport.
Oh God.
Wow.
I don't know. Fuck.
You're cool, man. I just can't put anything in my pockets when I'm wearing those because they just start to sink.
Just
That's
fall
why
off
you
your
need
butt.
a
Ooh.
belt.
Yeah, they you can't tie 'em. No,
Yeah.
no joggers actually tie.
They don't
I think
tie, no.
that's a fact.
Mm,
Yeah.
They don't tie.
that's weird.
So if
You'll-
there's any pants inventors out there,
Yeah.
makes better joggers.
Yeah.
We will rep them and send them our way. We'll rep them.
Mm-hmm.
Put some fruit on them. Also, Coke. Send us a sponsorship.
No,
Please.
yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Coke can send us a sponsorship when they create a more sustainable way to package their
Exactly.
drink.
You tell them, Paul.
true, yeah.
I
Bang!
will not
The sea
allow
turtles,
that
bro.
at this current
But
stage
a
in the
check
game.
is a check, Paul.
Paul.
How many zeros?
Think about how many zombie movies you could buy with that, dude. It'd be crazy.
Oh God,
Think how much
this
you
is
could
the
clean
devil.
up with
The
the
devil
money.
is tempting me. Oh,
You could clean up so much, or
Also-
we get in there right, and then we work them from
Infiltrate
the inside.
Be gone.
Be gone.
But let's just get the Phil Collins mansion first. Come
Also,
on.
your artwork's amazing.
it's incredible.
you,
I've
Oh,
been
yeah.
meaning to say
Oh,
that
my
the whole
Lord.
time.
Yeah, no.
In case y'all can't see this, Andrew has a bunch of sketches / beautiful colorings of him and a bunch of people he's had on his podcast.
I've been staring at the 60 one the whole time, just like, are those robot legs?
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Those are robot legs.
Thank you. You guys are going to be in the 100 one, so I was telling Paul about that, so that'll be really cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that one's going to be a running shot, so it's going to be all the guests running in one direction.
No way.
So some of you guys are going to be jumping over each other, like it's going to be
Yes.
Oh, sick.
cool. And then it's going to be me getting trampled in the front and like just my hand out. Like,
Yes.
yeah, so
That's so
it's going to be
sick.
fun.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, man.
We
So
should do like a collab or something.
I'd love
at
to,
some
man.
point.
There was a
That'd be
time
cool.
where I was helping Paul with concept sketches for a project.
Yeah, and
but
those are useful.
Yeah,
Like,
man, so-
oh man,
definitely.
still,
love to do
still
art.
looking for illustrations.
I got an iPad now, so I can do work a lot easier.
Game
We'll
over.
talk about that.
Yeah, we'll
so.
talk. We'll talk.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so definitely we gotta check out People Eating Fruit.
Album
And-
drops January 20th.
Mm-hmm.
2020.
We're on Instagram at People Eating Fruit. Who would guess? And we're on Twitter at Pef P_E_F_. You know what's up.
You know exactly.
Elevator Music's gonna be on Spotify, YouTube.
It's gonna be on
Everything.
all the
Thank you.
things.
Everything.
All that
Jan
stuff.
20th. We got a Internet Explorer music video for it. We're gonna drop with the album.
And you'll get some funny clips of us before it
Yeah,
comes
we got
out.
some funny clips,
Who doesn't love funny
teasing
clips,
it
man?
with some
Yeah.
teasers in the clips, little spoilers
Yep.
for it a little bit. Yeah.
And thank
cool.
you for listening thus far.
Thanks for if
Yeah.
you're a fan. Thanks for if you check us out and hit us up. We're pretty not busy.
We're pretty not busy.
What's up? You want to
Pretty
hang?
not busy.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. People Eating Fruits. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Check out their album January 20th. This has been episode 77. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you.
It was 7 in the morning, I was 20, feeling 40, it was 60, felt like 80, doing 90 in the 35. Triple vision was the mission, I was wishing I was sipping on your whiskey, higgin' watershed grade.